Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, but we are currently in Breckenridge, Colorado. So if you look behind me, there's this huge mountain range, but it's right up there. There's this huge mountain range, and I'm gonna bring you guys on trips very soon. But I wanted to talk to you guys about my St. Petersburg trip and the insanity that happened on the way back. So it was like a 9.5 hour drive, and 9 of those hours were perfect. Nothing happened, it was totally fine. And then about the last like 45 minutes to 30 minutes, everything went downhill so quick. I was driving and all of a sudden the moon came out, and it was this beautiful like blood red orange color. And I wanted to take a picture of it. Stopped off the side of the road and took a picture of it. And I got back in the car, and there's this new button that I had never seen before. It was this red warning sign, and I looked it up, and all that it said was, there's a problem, figure out what it is. So I didn't have anything to work off of. And so I get back in the car, turn it on, try to drive, and the best way to describe what was happening was when the car is turned off and you only have like this much rotation of the wheel. So that's the amount of rotation I had when I was driving as well. So I barely could move the wheel at all. And that was really scary, because if there was any turns at all, I physically couldn't be on the road. And so I tried to get back in the car. I found like decently smooth roads so that I could work my way home slowly and safely. And about 10 minutes later, the car starts overheating. So like there's steam coming out of the car. So I get off the side of the road, and where I am now is I am completely isolated and stuck in the middle of nowhere. It was about 4 miles in each direction of bridge. I was on the middle of a bridge, and the closest town was like 25 miles away. So I'm kind of scared. And so my parents have a car towing assistance program. And so I called Verizon, and they informed me that they could only tow my car 10 miles. So that's completely useless, because 10 miles brings me nowhere. So I'm completely stuck in the middle of nowhere. And I'm about 25 miles away from Conway, which was the closest city, and about 45 minutes away from home at this point. And I can make it about 2 miles before the car starts overheating again, and I have to turn it off and let it cool down. So I figured out that I was decently close to like a convenience store that closes at 10, and it's currently 9:55 p.m. So the car's not working, so I sprint down the road and grab food, I grab water, I grab basically everything that I would need, and I grabbed extra water just in case that it was the car that was overheating, so then I could put water in the car to try to calm it down, see if that worked. It didn't. And yeah, now I'm panicking and scared, and my first thought was I thought I was going to be sleeping in my car for the first time. And it was completely packed to the brim, so there was no place to like sleep in the back. So I basically would be sleeping in the front seat of my car in the middle of nowhere. My phone was at 30% and I couldn't charge it, because if I turned the car on, it would overheat again. So that was plan number 1, but then it wouldn't solve anything. So plan number 2 was to get a tow truck and tow me to Conway, which is the closest city, and then drop my car off at the mechanic and find a Airbnb or some type of motel and take it from there. Plan number 3, it would actually be easier and less expensive if the tow truck just towed me home. So we find a tow truck after like going through like 3 or 4 different options, because who would tow now? Like, it's really random, and I'm in the middle of nowhere. So we find some place, he says it's gonna be an hour, and he shows up after like 20 minutes. So that was a huge and welcome surprise. He shows up, cowboy hat, shirt down to basically his like belly button, completely open, chest hair coming out, smoking a cigarette, cowboy boots, insanely country accent, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Well, you're gonna help me, so I guess I might as well listen to you. Turned out to be a pretty nice guy. We had some pretty interesting conversations, but I mostly got him talking because I was tired and didn't want to speak, because I had just driven basically nine hours, and now I'm stuck with no rest. So I got him talking. He was nice. We started joking about how literally the next day I had a car appointment to fix my car and make sure everything was okay. And he goes, oh, is the mechanic close by? Because then I could drop your car off at the mechanic and then just drive you home. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Hello. So he drops the car off at the mechanic and then drives me home. And at this point, it's basically like midnight. And the next challenge that I had was the mechanic was supposed to be looking at it Wednesday, and this was Monday night. And so I went in the next morning to tell the mechanic the situation, and to make matters worse, I was moving to Nashville Friday. My lease also ended Friday, which meant I had a broken car, my lease was about to end, and I needed to drive 9 hours in a broken car, pack everything that I own into the car, and move out by Friday. So I was very stressed. And the lady was super nice and was really helpful. She was able to get it done like Thursday afternoon, which basically meant for the next like 24 hours straight, I was packing everything I own into my car and then driving to Nashville for the first time. I was super lucky. I only had like a minor problem going to Nashville that I was able to fix. But yeah, it was really, really crazy. And I'm super grateful that it worked out. It was really intense. And I had a feeling that it would, but I had no reassurance that anything good would happen. So that's my crazy car story. I've been holding off on you guys for a while. There's been a lot happening, but I'm so excited to show you where I am. I'm currently in Breckenridge, Colorado, and this place is stunning. Just the mountains and the greenery and everything around here is beautiful. And I've been working out more, which has been really exciting. I'm starting to feel better, and just because of all the trails and the hiking, and there's so much here that it's getting me excited to work out, which is really fun. So I'll definitely bring you guys along my journey. But yeah, I got more plans coming up soon. I just wanted to get this out there as soon as possible. I was having some problems with this yesterday, so I'm glad that I finished it out. But hope to see you guys soon. All right, bye.